All right, so what I'm going to do here is it's really important to read exactly what theta can be. So it sounds simple, but it says here that theta needs to be between 0 degrees and 360 degrees. So if you have a theta that's negative, it doesn't satisfy this and it will be marked incorrect. So when does this happen where you end up with a negative value? It often happens when the ratio that you're given is negative. So I'm just going to pull up an example. So sine theta equals, and let's just give us a negative 0.8643. So I know the negative tells me a few things. The negative here tells me what quadrant I'm going to be in. So if I use cast, I know then that sine is negative here and here. So often what I do when I'm doing a question like this is I literally just have cast beside and I put a check mark in the quadrants I want. Now, if I do sine inverse of the negative number, it will give me either the fourth quadrant or the third quadrant. But what I'm going to do, because this way always works, is I'm going to say, what is theta if that sine ratio was positive? Because what that's going to give me by doing it this way, it's going to tell me what this angle is if it's here, what the angle is if it's here, what the angle is if it's here, and what the angle is if it's here. So if I use that positive one, I'm able to find numerous things. So I can find it first quadrant, second, third, or the fourth. Okay, so that's why I'm taking the positive ratio. So I'm just going to pull up my calculator. And sorry, I don't have an on-screen one, so I'm just doing sine inverse of positive decimal 8673, and it works out to 60.1 degree. Now, the theta that I'm solving for, however, because it's negative, I know it's going to be in quadrant 3 and 4. So I know my first theta is going to be 180 degrees plus the 60.1. And my other one is going to be 360 minus 60.1. Okay, does that make sense? Because if I'm looking at the one that has to be in the third quadrant, it's going to be 180 plus that 60. For the second one, it is all the way over here minus 60. So that's how we get that one. Okay, so all we need to do now is pull up our calculator and actually do the calculation of that. And I need to get back to an actual pen. So here we end up with 240.1. And this one is going to be, what, 200. Of course, I should have made it 60. It would have made my life a lot easier. And so this is going to be 2. That's a positive 2, by the way. 299.9 degrees. Okay, so to be honest with you, I always, always, always take the positive ratio so that it makes it much easier for me to determine these other ones so that it satisfies what we need it to satisfy, which is up here. Okay, so if you have any questions, make sure you ask me.